Chihuahua, Chihuahua, if you don't have a long, long dreadlocks, I'm sorry for you. I'm sorry for you. Every dreadlocks man, they must have a dreadlocks woman, and every dreadlocks woman, she must have a long, long dreadlocks, a long, 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 long dreadlocks. And if you don't have a long, long dreadlocks, I'm sorry for you. I'm sorry for you and you. Oh wow 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 wow, chi wow wow. Oh wow wow wow. Oh wow 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 wow, chi wow wow. Because every dreadlocks man, they must have a long, long dreadlocks. And if you don't have a long, long dreadlocks, I'm sorry for you. I'm sorry for you and you and you. Your dread is your strength, and your dread is the soul of your heart. And if you don't have a long, long dreadlocks, you're never gonna reach nowhere. You're never gonna get nowhere in this world.
Yes, Antigua and Barbuda, this is another episode of Who's on the Go Mike podcast. What day is it, Neddy? I lost track about midweek. I couldn't even remember it.
This is Saturday the 16th.
The 16th?
Yeah.
What? Halfway through the month?
Yeah,
That's good. That's good news.
Good news.
Hey, the kids coming out to school now, so it's summer break,
Oh,
man.
boy.
They're breaking that routine of waking up and getting them ready for school, you know. I'm looking forward to that. But Neddy, man, we had an interesting week this week. A lot of foolishness is going on in the Parliament of Antigua and Barbuda,
As
the
usual.
Speaker of the House.
As usual.
What can you say? What can you say, Neddy?
This is how he operates, yeah.
Yeah.
That's as usual, just nonsense.
Boy, Neddy, what can I say? I'm looking forward to seeing how this whole bit of nonsense plays out, you know. And I do hope that by the time that the history books are written about this period of time, you know, all the people who are doing all this nonsense, the people of Antigua and Barbuda in a democratic society, will be mentioned and will get their full comeuppance
Oh, yes.
for what they're doing to us in this country.
That's right.
You know, Neddy, Antigua and Barbuda is just such a small island.
Too small for this ignorance.
Such a small island to have this sort of foolishness go on like if it's normal. And I don't know, but the grace of God, maybe it mightn't be in our lifetimes, but I do hope that when the history books are written, the dogs in our society who have nothing better to do but just play politics
Back.
for their own personal gain will be highlighted.
Oh, yes.
And
Yes. So what
People
they
see
are.
them for what they truly are.
Yeah,
They
for
need
what
to be
they are.
exposed, you know.
Absolutely.
But Neddy, you go and say a few words. Let me just share the link with some of our contacts on WhatsApp and so on, and then
Okay.
get into the whole podcast, you know.
Good afternoon to our listeners. And as usual, it's so nice to be here with you again today. Just here to encourage you, as you heard my host just told you that there's a lot of nonsense that's going on in Antigua right now, but let's not be deterred, my friends. You know, I'm here to encourage you. I'm here to wisen you up and make you believe in yourself, because that's what it's going to take for us to come out of this quagmire that we're in. You get caught up with these political, whatever they want to call themselves, goons or whatever they want to call themselves, but all they're doing is nonsense and mashing up the country. And just want to share all the ignorance with you so you can give us your feedback on what you think will help to curb the situation. Because the situation here isn't nice, my friends. This is really out of hand. And it needs to be changed, and it's going to take you and me and others to put our thoughts together and change this whole ignorance that's going on from these guys that we hired on election, then put them in parliament. I can't believe this. that these are the guys that came to you earlier and they said, well, look, they present their resume as they're good at this and politics is their second name and all that kind of things. And when time comes now for them to perform, getting nothing from these guys. So, ladies and gentlemen, you know, as I said, it's just for you to wisen up, to see what's actually going on around you, to see what's out there for you and what you're actually getting. You're getting crumbs as to what you probably can get. From what you put in is what you're going, but you don't get the opportunity to put in because that's another thing. These guys are in everything. You know, if they come up with something to help out the situation in Antigua, next thing they're part of it. I don't understand what's really going on with the guys that we hired on election day to do what they're supposed to do for Antigua and to handle our affairs in a proper way. And it's not happening, my friends. It's not happening. So look, I'm encouraging you today to call in, share your views, say what you think. Don't be afraid. You know, this is why we set up this forum for you. It's for me, my co-host here, and it's for you, the people, so you can get your views out. So don't be afraid. Call in, say what you have to say. Just don't, you come with the truth, and all is good. You know, so.
Yeah, don't defame anybody. I ain't no money.
Yeah, no money there for that.
That's what he's trying to say.
Yeah. Just make sure it's the truth you're coming with.
Yeah.
So yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's that time of day there. Our podcast is going to kick off, and we're going to give you all the scoop.
Boy, Ned, your voice real short, you know. You're right. Your voice really low.
Yeah,
somebody, Renee Brathwaite commented last week.
Yeah, that my voice is low.
Really low, boy. I pumped Renee. I pumped it this week though.
You did something.
Yeah,
okay,
I pumped it up, and I may have to pump it up a little bit more. 'Cause me in the studio, me can't hear Neddy.
What a thing about the talking about throat. What is that? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you know, a little laugh here and there is good for the soul. And as I said, we're here to just share our views with you, and we're going to tell you exactly what's going on in Antigua. And you can help us decide what we're going to do to make that change, meaningful change. Antigua, at this point in time, something needs to happen in order to get people back on track. And because they're not. We're not. We've been distracted so badly by these politicians, the divide and conquer business and all that. There's a lot of political division in Antigua, and it's done intentionally. It's intentionally done. It's not just haphazard business. This is something that was designed so that they could rule you the way that they want to, and this is not how it goes. It's the people's power. People hire you on election. Don't forget that. We go down on election day and hire these guys. You say, let's give those guys a job. I'm not going to stop driving that down your ears, my friends. You need to know that. You need to know that it's you carry the weight, not them. You are the employer. And they're behaving as if this is not how it works, my friend. This is not no game. You understand? This is just something that's been set forth, and this is how it goes. You are the employer of these people. The people holds the power. And this is what it comes down to. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's up to you whether you want to wisen up yourself, believe in yourself, know that's what you can do, and let's get it done, But first, we're looking to hear from you during our podcast, to hear what you have to say, and to give you our feedback on what you said and all that good stuff. So.
Hey, thank you so much for that, Neddy.
Yeah.
Let me start out by saying a few things. I went to the Beard Rustin High School for the Humanities. I think it was 18th Street between 7th and 8th Avenue, I think, in Manhattan, New York, right?
Okay.
That was about mid-1980s,
Okay.
About 86, I think I started, was it the 9th grade? That's what they have it up there. And Neddy, what I remember, right, and this is not to shock anybody, I remember teenage kids, the porn, kids like to watch a little porn film, and they had it in school, and everybody was sharing their VHS and so on.
Yeah.
And what I remember about this age group is, that's just me personally. I remember they had this one called Animal Farm. There's
Okay,
people having
yeah,
sex
yeah.
with bestiality, having sex with animals and all that
Remember the
stuff.
one there.
And I was big boy. All the boys, oh, let's see that. The pig, dog, cow, chicken, whatever the thing is. You know, I said, I really don't want to watch nobody having sex with a pig or pig having sex with them or whatsoever.
I understand.
You know, because it's going to be on my brain cells, my memory cells. If I'm not into that stuff, I don't want to have sex with a pig. I don't want to see somebody having sex with a pig. Right? I'm not into that stuff. And even at an early age when your hormones are racing, you want to experiment, you want to see all kind of crazy.
You knew better.
I'm not interested
You
in that.
knew better.
That ain't doing nothing for me. That's not building me up in any way, shape, or
You
form.
knew better.
So, what I remember is that at that age, 14, 15, you're able to say, I don't want it in my memory cells.
That's right.
And
That's right.
the way the politics in Antigua and Barbuda is going, that's where that's the segue now. What I hear the Speaker of the House saying this week about somebody having to resign and he's interpreting the law or the Constitution. This is a man who back in the 70s was saying to hell with the Constitution.
Yeah, to hell with it.
And that is the best that they can bring forward now to be a Speaker of the House. Somebody who had no respect for the Constitution.
Same Constitution.
You know?
As you refer to.
So, you said it's the 16th, right? Today? Yeah, that's putting in the date for the program, the podcast. He has no respect for the Constitution if he can make a statement like this, like that. And more so, what did they bring him back and revive him to have some say in our
Yeah,
politics?
like this.
With somebody
That's
saying that, which I've never heard him deny. I've heard several people, credible people saying he said so back in the day.
Yes,
I was
he
too
did.
young.
He did.
And just to see somebody that can say that, who is a lawyer, a friend of the court, and an officer of the court, and all this stuff they tell
Part
us.
of the establishment.
You had no respect for the major law of the land.
No.
So basically, we live in chaos, according to him.
Andy.
Yeah, no problem. Hey, Andy, we're gonna get to you in a few seconds, right? Just give us a few. But the problem I have, Neddy, is that what I hear, and I could not read what the Governor General, not the Governor General, the Speaker of the House was saying. I couldn't read it because when I start and I hear people come in and tell me things he's saying, I just turn off. When I hear and I read a little bit of it, I just get turned off. Because you cannot tell me in a country that has had independence in 1981, has had associated statehood since 1967, that you do not know how to resign as a representative in our parliament. That is such a confusing circumstance. It makes no sense what is being said here in our politics in Antigua and Barbuda. So it's just like I'm saying, it's just like that animal farm porn stuff. I just have no interest in hearing the crap that they're saying because I don't want it on my brain cells. It's going to affect me. The sort of nonsense I'm hearing coming out. We've been running our own internal affairs since February of 1967. And we've had so many scandals and so many concerns. You had gun running, you have airport, you have Wadadley power plant, romantic rhythms. We've had space research, we've had IHI. Boy, I don't even know. The list is too much. Just off the top of my head. We had the Mount St. John's Medical Center. Who is that? Andy calling?
Yes, it's Andy.
Press it. Good. Hey, Andy.
Hey, buddy, what's up?
How you doing, man? Yeah. Long time no here, man.
No, man, I've been on the work, man. On the work. I just take a little break and say, let me call in.
Okay, well, yeah, man, I'm happy to hear that, man. Yeah, well, we're just going into what we're talking about, the Speaker of the House and his interpretation of the law. You know, we found it.
Okay. The ignorant man that know the Constitution more than anybody else.
But the man, from what I hear, said to hell with the Constitution back in the day.
Yes.
If he could say something like that,
in
right?
The 70s, he did.
What the hell Labour Party have reviving that man to come into our parliament to preside over a parliament? Somebody that say to hell with the Constitution. He is he's a lawyer. He's an officer of the court.
Well, listen now. Listen now. Listen now. What his name was again? Who was in the UPP? Mansour. Did pass remarks and say to put Papa Bird in the dustbin history.
Yes.
That man needs to be in the dustbin with history. That man right there. Because he has no clue, and he has no clue where he going or where he coming from.
Man.
That's true.
Because if you don't understand what Constitution really means and what people's rights are,
Yeah.
then you don't need to. There was don't need to be there. You
Yeah.
don't need to be there. You
I've-
need to be somewhere else.
I fully agree with your sentiments.
Said to hell with it. To hell with the
You
Constitution.
know,
so no,
what I am
want-
trying to figure out, if are you sure that the Prime Minister himself is competent? Are you really sure that this man is really in his right sense of mind? Too?
I never thought so.
I don't really think so either. Because
No.
if you can sit down in Parliament with this man and agree with this man, you are just as
it.
ignorant as this man.
Of course, they're all the same.
You are just as foolish as him.
Yeah, they're all the same. All of them guys in there.
Boy,
yeah.
Neddy,
Yeah.
this one, I sent you a picture last night of one of the yachts that they confiscated, that they sold to somebody was on fire. Did you take a look at this?
Oh no, I didn't open it as yet because I'm.
Yeah, one of them was on fire in the high seas. I don't know what kind of fire was that and how it got on the high seas.
wait, one of the boats and then they sell yesterday?
No, not that one. One of the one previous one to that one.
What, there was another?
Hurricane, the one that they call the Hurricane or something like that. I send the photo to him. I send the video to him. Nedwell.
Man, you should have sent the video. You have my number. You should have sent it to me, man. So,
Yeah.
where was this hurricane before it was out there at Falmouth?
No. That I don't know. Some of them other country that one was confiscated in and sold.
Oh, okay.
But it's one of the oligarchs you have to them too.
So, that not in Antigua, in another country.
No.
Okay.
But it's one that they sold mysteriously caught on fire
But I love them.
with a full crew on board. The people have been jumping for their life.
Well, you know, she should also have meat in it. Now. You can't be just the
I'm just hoping and praying that the one that is sold here, something mysterious happened to the people in the bite.
boy.
I hope not.
Them Russians, they didn't have to come in your country now. They just send something in the mail and they had a Novichok. And once you get a whiff of that, see,
brother.
you don't want no part of that.
That's it.
You
Well,
know?
all I know is this.
Yeah.
All who has their high hopes and how they're going to split this money and they're going to split that and they're going to do this. all who bucket under the pipe and wait for the bucket to run over for catch whatever catch. All them better know what them do. Because all I'm telling them, I have to live here, you know. I have to live here. My children have to live here.
Yeah.
And now, I have this to say. I have this been on my mind for the longest.
But talk, Andy. This is the right
My
means.
thing is this.
Mhm.
Is Antigua people is awake or they asleep? I'm trying to figure out. Are they awake or they asleep? Or there's something else have them as old people say, Bassidi. What's going on?
No, the Bassidi. Straight up.
What's really going on?
Straight up Bassidi.
You can tell me. We not in the 21st century and beyond going on?
Yes.
Are we not?
But
And why are we still living in the Stone Age?
in regards to what? What are you referring to?
We still can't get water. We still can't get proper lighting. We have people who are totally ignorant on what they suppose their responsibility in the parliament and their responsibility as representatives supposed to be doing for the people. I am trying to figure out, are the people asleep? Are they just basically, they don't realize the power that the people has? They don't realize the power that they have?
I'm thinking people gone Bassidi, man, or the few of us that left, you know, we're a minority in our own country. But that is by design. I think a lot of it is that those who came have no serious die-hard love for this country. They come here for a better economic migrants.
That's
I
right.
believe
Conditions.
if they left their own country to better themselves, then why must they stand up politically when they're getting something which is better than theirs already? Let's just satisfy ourselves with that. That is the majority of the people in Antigua and Barbuda.
That's where the problem comes in now, because now we have people that actually settling themselves here to live here, as you just say.
Yeah.
Come here for better economic growth, to better themselves and better their family back where they come from. So they don't have no interest in what is going on, but just what they get in their pocket. From they get the bank book fat and they get what they want.
All is well.
Yeah.
They don't really care.
All is
But
well.
the people who really has to really live here, that's from here, that can't go anywhere, that's stuck here.
Mhm.
No, I am really calling on those people. I'm not calling the people who come here. I'm calling the people who are from here.
Yeah.
Who,
And
you know, I want to know what happened to them, because the people who are not from here, they don't really care. It's just like, no, what I am saying now, I want to know. There's nobody. I'm just looking over something the other day, and I realized every part of the government that has a head, that's running a part, is a foreigner running it. Why? Why?
Well, you see,
by design, as my host just
I
told
believe
you.
it's by design. Technically,
Like, no.
Antigua has always had a situation where we've been always on the populated island, more so than most of the other islands in the Caribbean. That stems from the fact that we had so many bays, 365 bays. It was easy to attack back in the days when the French, the Spanish, the Dutch were fighting one another. As you can see, most people went to majority of the governors during those slave days and colonial days would leave Antigua, resign, and go to Barbados to become a governor or another official in government because it was safer. You understand? But even though, from what I remember, a little boy, they always said Antigua was underpopulated. I do remember them talking about opening up the country, need to open up the country. But I remember I had a professor that said, when you invite the devil into paradise, you must pay a price. We're not calling all the people that come here devils, but we're saying that we are invited in. There's always a bad bunch in anything that you invite. If you say we have 50,000 foreigners to the Antiguans now or something like that, I mean, there's a bad batch. You'll always have bad people. You can't subtract the good and not the bad. Overall, I just don't believe. I believe that the politicians want it that way. It's easy votes because you don't have much to please.
So
Please the people.
Do you believe it's because the politicians themselves wants to have yes man there?
Of course it
By
is.
the do the
But
biddings and the wishes?
even more than yes, man, they want to have that vote come election time. Now, if you're coming from a more impoverished island than Antigua is, and you are allowed in, and they're welcoming you here, most likely you're getting their X on election day, right? Because you remember it was
That's
just
right.
3 years you had to wait as a Commonwealth citizen, right? In any other island in the Commonwealth, you just waited 3 years, then you could vote. The laws have been changed since the UPP to go to 7 years. But at the end of the day, you have to take that into mind. It was easy votes they were getting because they didn't choose the other islands really to pump Antigua from the OECS, which had the same sort of socio-economic situation like us. They pumped it with Jamaicans, Guyanese, and Santo Domingans, who economically is not on par with our islands. Our dollars is stronger than theirs. It's less populated. They could probably own a piece of land in Antigua where they weren't able to where they're from. You understand? So that is the advantage coming to Antigua. And why would you mess that up and get involved and speak out when you see wrong with politics in Antigua if just by coming here you're already getting an advantage? So the politicians had it set up, man. Hey, you sound like you're a big hen.
The cockacrow.
A cockacrow in the background, the man.
Yeah. Well, you see, my problem, my brother. My brother. I have a serious problem because you know what my serious problem are.
What's that?
Because when we look on the ratio right now with the people who are at the head of the places that I personally think that Antiguans should be. I think so. Because now, some of these people are making decisions for us, Antiguans, and not Antigans.
Yeah.
You understand? You walk into port, you walk into custom. The people that making decisions are not Antigans.
I
You understand? They're not.
fully agree with you, Andy. And let me tell you, my situation is that I am so offended with all this bullshit, right? That when 1st of November come around and people tell us to stand at attention and all that nonsense, I don't even take them on now. That whole stuff that you are telling me I must stand at attention because the national anthem is playing, but any government agency do, it's usually a foreigner who is in charge. They cater to the foreigners more than they cater to the entities. You saw that in the last election, and that was
That's right.
both ALP and UPP. They were brown-nosing the foreigners before your brown-nose mean for me damn country. You were in my country. You were elected from Antigua, but you seem to be wanted to make the foreigners more comfortable than the Antiguans.
Yep. They need
Because
them.
what we heard there just at the early January, Lover went down. He had a meeting down there somewhere in City East, and then all of a sudden you hear the man say, all who have work permits, you don't need work permits any longer. He just willy-nilly said that, oh, that's what we're going to give you. You don't even have to pay us money anymore. You don't have to pay for work permit. So you come here to get a job. Before you can get, no, you want to come to, you're getting a job in Antigua. Before you had to get the job in
I never
Antigua.
got a job.
You had
I
to-
job me work.
You have to get a job before you come to Antigua. The employee says, yes, I'm vouching this person going to get a job. Then you come in. But now you have to pay work permit if you're Guyanese, you're Santo Domingan or Jamaican. Now they come to tell you now, okay, well, forget about paying for the work permit.
Yeah, it's
How did that
acceptable.
become acceptable? And I was just like turned off because that's not even an immigration policy. That is a political gimmick to get votes, and then gassing them say, oh, we even did it there. We even came with the idea earlier to get them, and up to now you can't do it now
Do.
because but they went on to give people who are not even from the Caribbean, all the way down Cameroon and Bangladesh, all of them who come on them human trafficking plane.
Well,
They tell them they can come and work and do whatever the hell they want.
Listen here, just before
But,
election.
okay,
Andy, hold it.
listen,
Andy, Andy.
yeah, I listen. I don't have a problem with my Caribbean brothers and sisters. I don't have a problem. I have a problem when a man can come from a country that most Antiguans cannot even spell it, much less pronounce it, and he can come here and get all these things,
Yeah,
all these benefits, and
yeah.
nothing. Never donate one thing.
Hey,
to
Greg,
the
you said
company.
today is the 17th, man. Neddy, yeah.
Oh, the
17th.
I am just
Go ahead,
wondering.
man. I didn't even know. People must have said, boy, them boys are really a mess. They didn't even know the day of the week. Go ahead.
Andy,
Go ahead.
You know. It is just a blatant out slap in the face to Antigua people, calling them. Actually, these men who we put there to represent us, they just look on us and just listen. They're a bunch of dunce. That's what they have. That's how they have Antiguans. They're a bunch of dunce. Anything we tell them, then just listen and then just run with it. And then you hear some foolish people calling on the radio, like this so-called Black Chinese. I don't even know why he calls himself a Black Chinese man. He calling on the radio every day.
What? There's somebody like that? What radio station he calling, man?
You hear he calling on, well, I guess he with the Labour and Emika, but he was calling for Observer. And the man has the serpent last week, started serpent have a cutty off of the radio station, calling it about the Chinese, the Chinese and them, the Chinese and them come and do this, and the Chinese and them have good benefits for us. Where is the benefit the Chinese man have for us? Because I know that there's nothing the Chinese giving you for free. Nothing at all. Because they don't want no cash now. A land them want,
Yeah.
They don't want no kind of cash.
No, they're getting it. They're getting it from this government, so.
yeah,
And
yeah.
they're telling you what type of land they want too. They're telling you which part they want the land and what type they want.
Yeah.
Andy, I have a problem. My problem with this whole going on is that if you have a party and you cook food for 50, no way you can invite 500 people and it's not chaotic. And this is what's happening in Antigua.
Well, Daddy, this is how we see though.
Eh?
He said they cook for 2 people now. When and they invite 500 people. Now. Somebody eat the pot, somebody eat the stove, somebody.
And windows and stuff get leak out because we see that happen down at multipurpose. They didn't have enough food and then the fighting start and then the windows start get leak out and all kind of thing. Next
You
thing,
see?
who had the
You see?
convention had to go and put back in windows and all that. So you
Well,
see the
you
chaos,
see,
not the
Daddy.
chaos I'm talking about, Andy. It's chaotic to invite all
Daddy.
these people. You don't even set a quota. You have to
Yeah.
set a quota that, we can't take no more than this for
But-
now. And so
But Nelly,
forth.
it's like your situation. Me and a guy was discussing your situation the other day.
Yeah.
We saw it when I was on my way to work, and I saw you. So you can know, boy, long time minister this man. I may tell you, boy, I'm a body that. That's my body. You say, boy, you remember what the man do to this man? I know this man, I can't say get him money. I say, boy, listen to me. You see, the devil have ways and means not to do certain things and to do certain things to people, right? But you see, if instead of you say you remember, and the best thing for you to do is go out there and pick it with him. Stand up with him. Just to say remember, stand up with him.
Yeah.
Because one man can't stand up by himself. Because everybody look when you say, oh, he crazy. 2 man stand up, oh, then they just a 2 not case. 3 stand up, then they say, you know, some
Yeah,
a problem the man they love.
Yeah, they have their things to say.
Nobody else will come and stand up. Look how long we are been on this show. Everybody promised to call in. Instead, some of my friends tell me they could call in. One of them say he call a couple of times and he get in.
Crazy?
He call in and get in. But even if you call in and get in, how much time me call him and get in and I still call?
That's
and
right.
still call
Until
I
you get in. That's right. Yeah.
It's the point and matter is just like the Speaker of the House that do as he like.
That's the point we want to get to. And what you thought of that man coming in there and telling people our kind of ways and procedures before you resign. If you want to resign, you will resign. He said this is a democratic, free society.
That's right.
If you pick a position and you say you don't want to be in that position any longer,
I spoke to the guy.
Which guy?
I spoke to Shuggy.
Okay.
Shuggy is my friend. And I'm going to tell you something. The man tell me, no, he did everything right, you know. Everything he did right, you know. Everything. And now you go look on this man. First a comment, you all said that the man, June election, you all said it was okay for you to go. Then I said the man didn't retire from his job. He didn't resign from his job early enough. Fine, okay then. The man win the seat, the man decide, okay then, the car do him over then. I'm going to resign this time, you know, so I can do him over. You still have a problem with that? You still have a problem with that? You go tell the man that he cannot resign? Who give you that power?
Hey,
Who give you
the
that
former
power?
Prime Minister of England, of the United Kingdom, Boris Johnson, just resigned this week as a representative from his area. You understand? We follow the same Westminster sort of system. I mean, it may not be exact, but it cannot be that hard or complicated how somebody resign. You may say it may be complicated how what your jurisdictions while you're a representative, or what procedures you're supposed to follow as a representative or a cabinet member with portfolio or ministry or something. But it cannot. One of the simplest things you can do, I believe, in the Westminster system is to say, I don't want to represent these people any longer. I don't know what can be simpler that we are fighting over. And it's just amazing that since 1967, the black people have run in their own internal affairs. With all the charges on the both sides of the aisle of corruption, you corrupt this. Not one of these representatives has taken the high position, the high ground, a principal position, and said, no, I don't want to serve here with these people anymore. It's a common thing in the United Kingdom. And that is what I'd like politicians to tell me. How come you all say we are following the Westminster system? But all the charges of corruption, you fire, you corrupt, you this and that. Hey, even on your own side. I even hear the Prime Minister was talking about Papa Bird this week and some lady Samuel, the $20,000 some medical benefit and all. Somebody tell me he talking about her, right?
Carla Samuel business?
Yeah, the Carla, up to now he talk about Carla Samuel.
That?
I mean, that's $20,000.
He ran that? Look,
I mean, I find it amazing that he was the one that said there's corruption in the Antigua Labour Party, and he admit that there's corruption now. I'll be the first to admit to it. But where were you when all of this corruption was going down, Prime Minister? Where were you when all of this go? You knew about it, but you never. He would never take the principal position, and not he.
That's right. You understand?
He had aim and objective, you know, because he know how corrupt they are, but he now say I don't want to be a part of this corruption because it's collective responsibility. You were saying they're corrupt, and you are what, clean? When you're in the cabinet with these people, there's no individual dirty person. All are you dirty. All are you run the country.
It is so blatantly that this man that I put there for lead, this man that them put in that this man that them put their people they put there for lead. I personally think, that they need a different place for put him, because he are the one of the most liarest man, one of the most tree-tonguest man, one of the most corrupted man, because he like when he said something today, he never what he said yesterday.
So he say.
You know, not tired, he said tell you yesterday, he said it today. And this is why I keep saying to the people, I keep saying it, and nobody, like them, especially young people, I keep saying it too. You got to be careful where you put your hand, because you're going to one day, you're going to put it there and you're going to get it missing. Because the people you give your hand to, you think they are your friend and they think they're with you, but they're not with you. Because this man make up his mind, he quickly give you money to go buy crack and go buy alcohol before he give you a job. He quickly give you money to go buy rum and alcohol, alcohol and drugs and anything that you want. Because most of the people that he gave money to is people who on those stuff.
Yeah.
You understand me? Most of the people he gave money to around the places, those people that is alcoholics and drug addicts. So, what's that telling you?
Well, what I tell you, don't call any names, right?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's that telling you? Giving these people money all the time, constantly. And look at it. The people that you're giving it, the people now calling on the radio station and like, you know, straight out, they're substance abuse users. You know what I mean? They use substance. They're alcoholic, they're drug addict. You know what I mean? Now the thing is not going how they want it. Because now election is over. Nobody's studying them now.
That's right.
And rightly so.
Talking about that, let me go back to somewhere you're saying with the foreigners. Do you know the work permit money had went down just before the election?
Yeah.
Yep.
No,
Remember
I'm
work
not.
permit? Remember
I'm not
how
aware of that, man.
work
went down
permit
to $200,
Mhm.
and then right after the election, back up to the normal rate. So if he says that he is going to wipe it out, he is a liar, man. He went back up to the normal rate, my brother.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's what's happening, see? So Andy,
Hey.
yes, all right, the lie.
What they
the
listen
lie.
to me.
Mm.
What they did, because remember, my wife, she still have to go and do for
Right.
do the time,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
and I was paying every 3 months
Yeah.
3 something. Now I'm paying 1 something.
Yeah.
And if she and if we go, I want you to listen to me good enough here. If she goes and make the appointment,
Mm.
and the appointment, say like the thing is going to be up, her time is going to be up next week, and we go make the appointment. Say the time is going to be up next week, the 20th, and we go the 19th.
Mm.
You know, we go make the appointment the 19th. They put late, and something so she can pay $300.
Hmm.
Well, that's how the thing is. $300 it is now. It went down to 2 and it gone back up to 3. So however they're going to get it out of you, they're going to get it because
But-
it's 3.
What I am
That's the way.
saying, as I said, and I keep saying it, I don't feel sorry for none of them. Because there's other
Not
people
even your
just
wife?
like-
Are you a pay man?
well, you know, I have to pay for my wife, but as I tell her all the time, I don't feel sorry for you, but because you know why? When I tell you to go and do certain things, you're wasting time. It's only now she went and did it now, so I have to pay what? I will only have to pay to get the resident. I have to pay. It's $1,500
Mm.
and for the year.
Yeah.
For 1 year, and which in I feel okay, then that's not bad.
Mhm.
But what I am saying, you have people here in this country that never pay 1 day, never paid, and because of election, you have
Yeah.
people live here for 25 years, almost 30 years, and never paid immigration $1, and because of election, you written off all that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you had immigration full. Because I was up there every day, immigration full till immigration have to open all after 5 minutes to 6 and deal with people and try to straighten out themselves. That never pay time, but they get amnesty.
Well, that's how it works.
Yeah.
So
That,
political
that,
game.
that amnesty is every 5 years. They never do it immediately after the election also, they always time it.
Oh, yeah.
Every
just
just before the next general
one.
election.
You'll hear about the amnesty.
You
again.
hear about the amnesty, and it's only the
And you
the
realize
right.
how long the amnesty lasts for? The amnesty was supposed to only go for 2 months. The amnesty went for almost 6 months.
Yeah, they extended. I remember they extended it twice. I remember.
Yeah,
as I-
twice, almost 6 months. The
Political
amnesty
man.
went for because
Yeah.
you know what? They're making sure
The political
that
man.
they get what
as
they
many
need.
as
done.
they can get. Yeah.
They was getting the mission done, and they got it done. I can tell you one thing they do: they got it done.
Yeah.
They got it done, and this is what Antigua people is not realizing.
Well, good, brother.
Because I saw something during election there. I
Yeah,
saw
what on?
something. And when I saw it, I said to myself, I saw, we're around the Spanish community. Nedwell knows that we're around them. My wife is Spanish and we're around them. We're around them. And when you say my wife, who's a Spanish, was upset about it. I saw people that I never seen in Antigua before. Never. They just come here. And the family took them up to immigration. And some of them don't say, go inside. Immigration came outside,
Yeah.
take the paper, take an envelope, and they go inside. I seen it in my eye. I seen that in my eye.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what? I had, you know what I had to do? Because me and my wife were sitting out there so long. I had to get upset when the immigration lady came back out and took in a bunch of papers from a group of Spanish people in the corner. I said, listen to me. You know how long me and my wife over these people just come. You know how long y'all give us an appointment. An appointment is an appointment. We've been here before the appointment, and the appointment's already gone. It's almost 3 o'clock, and we've been here since 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
We've been here. Why are we still here? Our appointment done gone.
And one of the problems we have, we just don't do immigration very well in Antigua. We don't have an immigration policy. So therefore, basically the policy is who you meet down there, who you know, who might love you, how you look at something, and then you smile and grin up with them, and they get through. But it's a situation where we've never really had a really robust immigration policy.
Proper policy.
The politicians overall who need to set a policy, who are the policymakers, like it this way because it favors them, the incumbents,
they
into
can
policy,
twist and turn and-
into office. Whether it is ALP or UPP, they just ingratiate themselves with as many votes as they can get from these non-nationals.
You know my
foreigners.
thing,
That's
I'm
how
gonna
they're
say this.
concerned
I
about.
think personally we need another party. 2 party can't work in Antigua.
No,
We need another party.
and that is what I am into. That is my main interest in politics right
You
now.
know,
I have
because-
no faith in ALP or UPP. I've
We need-
been
that's
there,
why I
done
keep
that with
saying- I
ALP,
keep saying that.
and I'm not interested in UPP.
Andy.
So where do we fall?
Andy,
Yes, I'm listening.
for years now, I've been on the radio before this program, this show here. For years now, I'm telling the people, we need more than 2 parties in Parliament. It's not serving your purpose having just 2 parties in Parliament, especially when you overwhelmingly give one the party like 16 seats in Parliament.
And then you really
How
and you
can
really
you think?
expect somebody to be fighting one man a fight for the other people who did not
the-
vote for that party.
Compromise, you hear?
Yes.
And
Both
listen,
parties
that is my take on the politics. They are both compromised, right?
They're
And
both
if I
compromised.
left Labour Party for corruption and Democratic
Because at the end of
means,
the day,
why
the
am I
same
going
2
with
party
UPP?
members sit down and eat and drink with each other
Yeah.
Yeah.
and laugh and talk with each other. They only say one thing on the podium, but behind our back, because I don't know.
Well, put it that way.
People, Antigua people, they don't go certain places. So
And
they
they,
don't get to see
let,
these
let,
things,
let
but
me
I
say,
go certain
let me
places, so I
let
get
me
to
let
see
me
these
say this. I mean, it's not a problem to sit down and eat with them, but
No,
when you
no.
have a principle, and then you see, moving forward because he on the other side, like cut a little deal and lie anything. That is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
How are we calling these people honorable men and women? Right? They
Doing
running
that
it
sort of
since
stuff.
1967. They're governing us, right? You hear all them scandals from both sides of the aisle. But at the end of the day, nobody thinks it's that bad that they need to resign from office based on principle. So
never
what
that
you're
bad.
saying that they're not principled people to begin with, because we're talking about 1967. That's what? That is about what? 56 years ago?
Just about.
Huh?
Just about.
That's
Yeah.
about, that's about
Yeah, about 56 years ago.
Yeah.
yeah, that's about 55, 56 years ago.
Yeah.
And you coming to tell me that nobody saw anything wrong in the politics of our country that you said,
No.
I don't want to be a part of this. I don't want my name associated with I'm a member of cabinet and collective responsibility. All of them, they would love to say, oh, is he who involved with medical benefits? Are he involved with running guns? It wasn't me. It is collective responsibility. It's not Weber Jr. running gun. It's the cabinet of Antigua and Barbuda. It's nothing about the Dudley power plant. It's Baldwin went and get the deed at David Shaw. You are cabinet. You are signed off on it. All the members of cabinet are responsible for that scandal.
That's right.
It's not one man. When you run a country, you don't run a country on your own. When if you were in Iraq under Saddam Hussein and you say, well, this
Might be different.
this Dudley, these generators aren't working, you can't blame him. Because he is the El Jefe. You understand?
Final
Our
say.
El Jefe is cabinet. It is still a supposedly democratic process going on.
Yes,
You can by votes of hand.
But
And
this is
whatever
something
they
that
vote
I
on,
keep asking
that
question.
is the position of cabinet.
That's true.
Yeah, but I keep asking the same question. That's the question I keep asking.
What's that?
Everything you hear they say, everything I keep, that's why I see I get in big argument with people. Because I say, when they say, well, that man is corrupt, that man, they got a man, they must say, listen, partner, you have a cutie man, corrupt. Let me ask a question. When they make a decision, is not parliament everybody go and make a parliament decision? They
Well,
make a decision in parliament.
cabinet.
But
Everybody.
the cabinet more so for the decisions
It's cabinet
of the
decision
thing.
for everybody.
Yeah.
So how you blaming one here doesn't call one man name? Call the whole party name.
That's right. It's them.
You know?
It's
Say
all of
everybody
them.
corrupt. You can think of one man alone, you think he alone get something out of the booty. Everybody gets something out of the booty. It's not only him.
Suppose. Because we want third party, so I get them for ALP and I get them for UPP. We're the odd men out.
All right, then. Yes, Andy, for sure. We need different,
You know,
different people inside there.
I'm just tired of the people that just sit down and just show blame. And you that's a valuable, listen, that's a very valid point you made over here. I'm telling you straight out because it's true. You cannot keep on blaming one member because cabinet decision is final.
The cabinet decision was taken by a vote of hands. It's supposed to be a democratic
and
process.
Every man made that decision. It's not one man come and say, hey, this is how it is done and this is how it will be.
So if the
Everybody
one
sit there
who
and say, aye.
the one who voted against and lost, he can take a position and out of principle and say, I don't want to be a part of this.
Exactly.
Yeah, so all the amnesty that we give out left, right, and center. Nobody say anything is wrong, right? All the land that we give away when it comes to national park land and the prime minister national park.
Nobody say wrong.
Nobody
Right,
say
yeah,
wrong.
interesting.
When we give 5 acres of land to the Chinese and Antigua, black Antigua people
Venezuelans.
whose father, grandfather fought with Papa Bird for free their lands from colonials.
Can't get
You know,
a piece.
can't get a piece. China
Well,
man
look
up
at
there,
one-
China
look at
man
one
up there in the
talking
marble
right
hill
now.
say
Look
me
at
have
one-
5
look at one on
acres.
the phone talking to you. Look them bring China out the Green Castle, come show them one land that from a parents had, from a four parents had, from it before we used to ban a work like at the
Yeah,
farmland.
yeah,
And all of
yeah.
a sudden, woman have a comment tell me Chinese, come quick.
How
Come here, Chinese
how
man,
many
oh,
black
and they go,
Antigans
You
own?
pull my cutlass. You pull my cutlass. I don't know. Anyone there put on you.
You gone.
He get tapping you. He get tapping you.
Hey,
And then then me hear some kind of African man talk to me. That's the first time I know who ni Alabanjo. Me ever let me get to know father, me no care who you be. And me say,
oh, where you come from?
me say, speak again. I want to speak, me say, partner, where from? Me say, Africa. Me say, partner, let me tell you something. Even step worse. Me say, well, you know one thing. Where about here? He said, I don't know, but they give me this position and I give
They gave you this position?
For your death. You hear? So you just go back on the government who stand up out there.
You just go back in your yard and go cook some jollof rice and some fufu, right? And go
That's okay.
cool your heels.
When the policeman come, I think the policeman tell you. The policeman tell you, partner, when the policeman know my family, the policeman tell you, partner, I can't just go up on the people and place on. Then people had this place up before this man you ban now. I have to go to proper procedure. And
Yeah.
you know, all now, as someone, the marshal came and tried to talk to my cousin Duga, contact me and like, Duga no straight up, me no want to hear nothing from you. I tell Duga, me no want to hear nothing from you. Nothing me no want to hear.
Rightfully so.
Stand up on the old road, stand up on the old road, right? I want to kill them when they come on the old road, right? So let me stand up and kill them right there. I say, no man that come here, come run me from this land here. I say, our forefathers dead for this land here. forefathers.
That is the sad reality
mean?
that 2 generations later, the people who freed this country and bought the lands, they are having a hard time. How many black people own beachfront properties?
You're not benefiting it.
Oh, how many black people own beachfront
BC Bird
properties?
fight so hard for Giao this year. I don't pay for this year. And now go pay for them again.
Well, I don't even know if we can pay for it. We're going to have to ask permission to get to the beach. We're going to have to ask permission. Is there any land being sold that I could get a quarter, a 3/4, 1/8 of an acre or something like that to put on like a slab?
When the man don't fight, because BC Bird every Antiguan father, that kind don't fight for every Antiguan to get this piece of rock here. And now you come at home with your craziness and your crazy.
You see, what happened? What
guy
happened?
is sick,
Even the oppositions cannot really attack VC Bird because that was 1967 before the split between him and Walters. Everybody was united. You understand? So I didn't even get into party politics 68, 69, and up to present. I'm talking about up to 67 when he purchased those lands to Antiguan people. We were united politically. Maybe Robert Hall had his Democratic movement party.
Movement, yeah.
Democratic. He alone. But that is all right. He Anglo-Saxon. He can top right there and do that. But the black Antiguans were united behind Papa Bird up to 67. So we, as in the black people, them purchased their lands. But the government has not safeguarded those lands for us. Or even a portion of those lands. When you come and see that beachfront access, as we spoken about last week, they had an article in the Guardian newspaper and they're saying beachfront access is a problem for people on these islands. We put in our manifesto 2040 when the True Labour Party ran the first time, and we said instead of just have a problem and then you call a minister or you call somebody from the area would get you to speak to the landowner or the beachfront owner, and they can get in for a little bit or something like that. Is every time you have to find somebody to help you to get into this or call the politician or whatever and speak to this person, or call senator this, she know the people, she'll get you there. No. What we said, Andy, was that we're going to criminalize anybody who own beachfront property and bar access to the public. It is a criminal offense.
That's right.
Period. You understand?
And I totally agree.
That I'm putting it
100%
to
agree with
rest. This whole business about Mill Reef, and so I can understand. Even Papa Bird let down the guy. Mill Reef has several beaches up here, which I've heard. I've never been up to Mill Reef myself. I've never.
Well, I work up there, and what I see these people do, what they do inside there, they kind of divide up in there into every home has a beach. Every home has a personal beach for themselves.
Oh, very nice. But
And-
all
but
the beach they
but
have
you
a
can't-
beach
but
there. We
how
supposed
it's set up in there now
Mm.
is not like something that you as an Antigone really want to just drive because there's no way in there but through the gate.
Mm.
You understand me? But
Yeah.
through the gate. And most Antigone will not go on the beaches up there because of the way that it is rough and the seaweed and them. Antigone kind of fun. We kind of fun in certain how. We don't want certain type of beaches.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We
Well,
don't go to certain type of beaches.
it's up to the individuals.
With Mill Reef,
Some may like that sort of roughness for surfing. I mean, we have Antigans who probably know to surf now. I don't know. But what I'm saying, Mill Reef, Halcyon,
well, all
Pigeon
beaches
Point,
in
over there,
Antigua
all
should have
beaches,
public access.
you have to have access, else you may face jail time at the end of the day if you persist.
Or you pay
How
a
come?
hefty fine. It's simple. You pay a hefty fine.
Well,
And I know-
that
I
is
know
the
when you have to pay a
first.
hefty
That
fine.
is the first thing. But people with deep pockets will pay the fine and move on and not think anything about it. But I'm saying a fine for the first 2 occasions. After that is jail time.
Yeah.
Well, exactly that's what I'm
course,
saying.
of course.
You get fined
Keep
one
on
time, you do them
violating.
again, you get fined and do them again.
From you keep
When they say,
violating.
I'll give you 6 months in the jail, they can see you in the field.
Yeah,
And I don't think you want to go back.
If you
After
feel you
you're
want to
inside the
continue to
field.
violate, well,
While you're in jail, you now get to enjoy the beach and then
yeah, but you have time to think.
you have time to think about the beach.
That's right.
How you gonna behave yourself when you come out?
That, and you're going to.
Because-
Act accordingly.
You may have an
But
usher for the people.
You know, my family has some land down in Cage Reef.
Mm.
My family. Me myself have a couple pieces in there too. And I inherited from my grandmother. There's a bunch of sisters get in there.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm telling you, the other day I went into Cage Reef And when I went into KG, there's a couple of houses built down there. And there's an access to they have this little hotel type thing. And I went to this, I'm going to walk to them. And I hear a man talking in this whole different language. Me can't understand this man. This man attempt like he tell me that me can't walk it. So me just suck my teeth and continue past and go on business. Because I don't know what he talk about. You understand me? Me just suck my teeth and continue walk.
And I've heard of people saying that they haven't been allowed access. But me personally, I've actually gone. Remember Neddy when they said down to Pien's Point or something like that?
Yeah.
Me, Neddy, and Dalso, we took they were banned people down here.
Let's
so
go.
we went there, and the security guard, who was very understanding, he told them the other ones who think that they couldn't ban people. Apparently, in that situation, they said there were some young Jamaican security guards who did not know in Antigua we have access to the beaches. So they banned a couple of beach goers. But when we went there, they weren't there. Cause I'm sure fighting with a broke or something.
That was me, man.
Because I don't even want to hear
You can't
some
stop me
foreigner
from
come to tell me where I can and cannot go in Antigua.
Well,
tell
when
me,
he said what-
tell me
well,
that down in the
when he said
trench
what he
down
said
Ocho Rios, Montego
Well,
Bay,
if it's so.
Spanish Town. Tell me
That's it.
how you come from my country and you
you
go by
can't,
me.
no, you can't do that.
Oh, what the hell you talking?
When he said what he said to me, I just suck my teeth and walk past. And one the girl at work there, she has to know who I am and know my family. So whatever she tell the other guy told him. And he came when I'm down on the beach, me and my kids was down there picking up sea star on them on the beach.
Yeah.
There's a lot of sea star coming on the beach down there.
Okay.
He came down there and he stretched his hand to shake my hand. I didn't just shake his hand. I just look at him straight in his face. Because I'm trying to figure out, you just look on people and try to disrespect black Antigua, guys, black Antigua come
The
from.
bar, no
you
place.
know, family, you don't know about them.
I
beaches.
can't
You
tell
can't
me
just come and
where
tell
I
her,
can go,
can't
I
walk
can't.
on them beach. You crazy?
You see what happened? We're having this access to the beach has been going on for generations now. Obviously, there's a problem where the locals have a problem or difficulty to access the beach. You would think that we are, as electors, the government will cater for this. How come every administration just sidestep the issue? Just
Overlook. They just overlook it.
criminalize the whole access to beaches.
That's right.
You
remember
deny
Mr.
me
Goodwin?
access?
You remember Mr. Goodwin?
Which good with that?
The commissioner of police.
Yeah.
Remember he cut down a whole fence out the road, no? Remember
Yeah.
he take on bull cut and cut down a whole fence, no?
Mm-hmm.
I did them now. The fence have a beach and tell some people they can't go there, no? And when the people in then call police, when they call the police in them chat some shit and Goodwin end up go down there, Goodwin take a bull cut and cut down the whole entire fence, no?
Mm.
I let them know, nobody fence no beach in Antigua, no?
No, they
Nobody.
need to
That's
understand.
the
They
only
need to
commissioner
understand themselves.
That I realize that the laws in Antigua seems like you might know nobody
You see
fence
what
no beach in
happened? They
Antigua.
all know the laws, but a lot of times them commissioners they're so compromised
Yeah.
that they just sit down and remain
You're so
quiet.
right with that. You're so right with that. But as I said, Antigua is so much
Especially the one we have now.
country. Too much.
Who we have there now? Who is it? Me, boy.
Wait, yeah. The one from St. Vincent.
Oh, Rodney.
Rodney,
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Rodney, the
Well,
one
he-
who
well, he not
fired
serve
tear
no
gas,
purpose, you know. He not
fired
serve not
tear
one
gas
purpose.
and bullet for Antiguan people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he not serve no purpose. He serve not a purpose. He serve no purpose.
Rodney getting a good job. As you said, there's another one
He
who is
getting a what?
a foreigner who is in the certain he serves a purpose for
Well, he serve
the
the purpose.
government.
He serve the purpose that he's put there to serve.
Yeah.
You're right with that.
You
Whatever
know?
purpose he put there to serve, that's what he's serving.
Because
But he
you
serve the purpose.
come from my country and me want to go protest. And because me turn up down there, a Papa Bird bus and peacefully. No riot, no
Nothing.
affray,
None of that.
no burning, looting, raping, pillaging, arson. You bang water, come from wherever you come from, and go fire
And you send people
Bullet.
to fire rubber bullets and take
And
it.
tear
rubber
gas.
and tear gas for
Uh-huh.
Antigua people,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
he's still in that position.
Yeah.
And I heard Cutie Benjamin, and Cutie sounds so threatening. He had a squeaky little voice, and boy, he sounded like he's so mean in New York. I was in New York at the time, man. If you go down there, you'll see what happened to you. I said, what the hell you talking about? What did they elected him again to
Yeah.
Parliament to represent them?
Yeah. That's
You
the whole
understand?
thing.
They went and elected Mr. Benjamin
Put him right
for a
back there.
position where this man was over the police force, his ministry. And,
Oh, Jesus.
and
Hey.
they, huh?
I just, that day there,
Hmm.
when I saw the thing was in town, I remember BC buses start by,
Yeah.
and then people end up out in the village and them to take some people.
Yeah, all up
I remember
close to not
You must
go.
have bullet in a fire in the bar and them down in the
Tyndale Road.
Kentish Road, firing shot.
Right by you there.
Eh?
You must have a bullet in a fire inside the people in place.
But Neddy, me down there now. Neddy,
How
what
you
you do?
mean?
What you do? You duck, you run, you crawl, you creep.
Well,
what you
you
do?
have to, you know.
No, you tell us. You mean the man? Tell us how the sun go, man. I'm only I was not there. I was in New York, but I heard what
That's
was
right.
what was
That's
happening. But what you remember with that? That was what, the 8th of August. The 8th of August,
Somewhere
yeah.
around there,
The 8th
yeah.
of August, 2021. Yeah.
We're down there saying that no forceful vaccination and stuff like that. We're picketing against that.
Well, I can tell you,
So
all,
peace
that
out.
was a day. That was a day to remember, because I'm telling you. But you know something, as I said, Antigua people, like, they forget in a minute. As soon as they sleep and wake up, they forget everything.
Yeah.
And it's very sad. It's very sad that the real Antiguans are gone. The few of us are left back, but the majority of the real ones are gone. Because I'm telling you, I remember back in the days, that could have never happened when I was a child growing up.
No,
The amount of them boy, the amount of them policemen that they get their head split open and get bust head.
First
I
one.
don't tell them already now. As a child growing up, I don't see policemen run into stores in town and change out their uniform,
Forget
come out
what.
and put on civilian clothes, They don't see that already,
Yeah.
Ali, I don't see tear gas canister go back right in the police truck. You understand?
But you see, the problem now is when these things are going on and people retaliate, after everything, you know what people houses they go and arrest guys out of their houses because other people calling and tell them who the people was.
Yeah.
All these kind of foolish things. All these kind of foolish things.
And the boy, this is what's happening in Antigua right
You're
now.
selling your brother. You're selling out your brother who
Just
is
like
stand up.
that,
You're selling him out.
because you have no cause. You have no cause, so you got the just whatever. And your brother was defending you into that. So you just gladly
Well,
just sell him
I
out.
guess it's only me, you, and Via left back in the in Antigua's real Antigua, and as I said, real patriot to this land who really want a change. And as I
Mercy.
said, and I'm going to say it again, and I'm totally agreeing with Via, we need another party. Not just talking about it, get up, rally, and get another party in place.
As I said, I believe those two parties are compromised.
They are.
I have a
Don't believe
feeling
they are compromised.
to me, I see things black or white. There's very little gray in between, but them they just gray, boy. Them they just gray.
Oh, predominant.
Just gray. Anything
Well,
they mix up, blend
how
up,
you
and you
mean?
come with another.
How you
I
mean?
like the cherry water come and tell you that you can't resign
Can you imagine?
from Parliament.
Can you
You
imagine?
represent people.
I have American friend, they're white guy.
Yeah.
He said, only seen the polygynous in Antigua is either green, gray, or the color, whatever the pounds in them is.
Yeah.
That's the only color they can see. They don't see anything else but the color of money.
Yeah.
They
No.
don't see nothing else. That's what the guy said to me. He said, Andy, let me tell you something, man. It's a little country that I love. I love it. But for me to come here and live and invest my money here, it would never happen. Because you see, not when none of the two parties, he said, none of the two parties, he said, listen, none of these two parties are straight. They're
No.
just as crooked as the ones in America.
Listen, I had a client about 2-3 weeks ago. I met them at a little cafe, and there is a young fella, probably in his mid-30s or so, and he inherited some land down there for his money, doing a transfer from his mother to him, and he was saying he had some money, and if you wants to invest it, do I think it make a good idea to invest? I told him, well, those lands that your mother had, you can develop those. But as in coming down to Antigua and taking the money to get into some business, what I'd advise you to do is come down here and live here and see how things work for a while. And see how, when you come up with an idea, a politician, a thief your idea. When you say you're going to get allocated a piece of land to do something, next meeting somebody else own the land. You know, and then they want you to farm the land and be their employer. When you went to farm the land, you were supposed to lease the land, you know. I've known about that. Just another client of mine, the man went and got the block and parcel number right, you know, just for him to sign off on the lease now, you know, up in Willoughby Bay. I'm speaking from experience. The man's supposed to get 100 acres of land to put down a farm in. And when the man blinked,
Somebody,
Somebody else,
Somebody else owned
somebody
the
had leased the land and asking him if he would like to work for them to
Well,
farm
I don't
the
know if you
land.
remember the paintball thing, the paintball gun thing that was supposed to come here.
What that?
I don't know. You know the paintball. They have this paintball thing that they shoot like a gun, like a sport in America.
Yeah.
We have this paintball. They put it in an air gun and they shoot it at each other. It's a sport.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
played that up in the
I
United
came
Kingdom.
here with that idea when I came from America in 2004. I came here with
Yeah.
that idea, and I said, you know what? I'm not going to do anything yet. I'm just going to wait. After they lose election, UPP lose election. My mother said, listen, why don't you get up and go and see about it? I went to my family, with my family. I went to my family who inside of the government,
Yeah.
and I said to her, I have this thing. I don't, I have all the containers boxed already. All I have to do is ship them. Because the company that I'm working with, they're willing to work with me 100%. They're going to clear everything and do everything. All I have to do is find the land, set up the course, and do everything. I found the place. I said, when I went drive around, I see a place on the quick side, and I said, perfect location for me to do that.
Yeah.
It's a good thing. I had my whole thing copyright, and had my whole thing done kind of how, When I go and the guy tell me, give him, my cousin tell me to give it to her, she will give it to whosoever, and they overlook it. When I went back to get my thing and so at the registry office and so on, the guy come and look at me and tell me somebody already had it, have it done, registered there already. So I said, how long they had it? She said, well, maybe a couple of months. I said, they can't have that couple of months because I have this for years. I said, I have this for a couple of years now. And I said, listen, not only a couple of years. I said, listen, let me tell you something. Whosoever have it cannot use it. When I go, somebody was setting up at the same location, and so somebody don't start set up and have containers, so they don't start set up. And move the whole stuff and scrap it.
TV ideas.
Because I tell them, I would take y'all to court for everything that y'all have.
Yeah. So the back off?
I said, I know this whole plan is mine. I gave it to somebody to do what they're supposed to do, a government official, and they took it and gave it to you. You understand?
Yeah.
So let me let you know something. If you don't want to give me everything that you own in your life, don't try it.
Just back
When I show the guy everything, the guy just look at me, and you can see the disappointment in his eyes.
Yeah.
Because you see, they was just looking like I'm somebody who just come with an idea. I don't have nothing on paper, and I don't have. But I came from America with my idea.
Yeah.
I had everything done in America. I had everything done, everything. Because I don't hear about the scandalous thing that they do down here.
They do down here.
Go with the idea.
Yeah, they don't
and give it to somebody, one of their friends. And then
just
they
3
shut out
weeks
that man.
ago. I mean, you don't even have to talk about investors that are everything. They have local people or descendants of local Antiguans who would come home to invest. But me as a lawyer, they come in and ask me my opinion, right? I didn't tell the man don't do it, but don't come down here, not on a vacation for what? You came down for 5 days, 10 days, whatever. You come down and spend a year or two,
and decide,
and then you make a decision. But for me, I don't think you should just rush into that.
Let me just.
Well, see, that's what I did. That's what
Andy,
I did there. I didn't rush in.
Andy,
I came and I wait.
Andy, let me compound what you're saying there. Right?
Yeah.
After what happened to me with my monies in the bank and all that, right? And I built my house up at American Road and all that. I decided I was going to use by the garage part, and I was going to open a car paint company, a company that will sell car paint.
Yeah. Anyway,
I went into the bank in order, and I said, well, my house value close to $1 million, and I need $200,000 about. I went to Swiss American Bank, Andy, and we went through the whole process. And they gave me the paper to go and notarize so I could go back and get the money.
Yeah.
By the time I got home, my mother called and said, somebody from the bank called and said the person who gave me the loan overstepped their bounds. Which means they don't get all the information. They take you down to the last bit so they know exactly
everything,
what
how
you're
you plan
going to
to
do, what you plan to do it.
Yeah, business plan.
Yes.
Because they want a business plan when you go and
oh yes, they want that.
Business plan,
of course, you have to have all that.
You give them all,
everything they knew. And you know what happened? It was about 1 month later, right close to the cemetery over there, the
St. John Cemetery.
Cemetery.
Yeah.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody opened the car paint place.
And it wasn't Lionel Nedwell.
It wasn't me. Wasn't me, Andy. I just wanted to know how these guys operate so I can compound exactly what you're talking there. They take your idea and pass it to a friend of theirs, and that's the end
Good
of
to
that.
go. Yeah,
Hey,
it's
when
scary.
that happened, no, Neddy, when that happened to me now,
Yeah.
I listen. And I'm going to tell you how funny it is now. You know, I didn't say, I was driving going somewhere. Somebody said, listen, why don't you just take a drive south side? You know what I mean? And I just took a drive south side. So I said, hell no. I said, wait. So I stand up and I came out and I said, what y'all are doing here? What y'all setting up here? The guy said they're setting up a paintball
The same something that you plan
paintball
to.
thing. I said, so when
Amusement,
you all get
yeah.
this idea with this, how to set up this course and so on like that, where you all get this drawing from? Because I said, I think this looks familiar. The guy said, what's the way to tell me some friend of his do the drawing for him and give it to him and tell him that, you know, and so I'm gonna tell you, well, listen now, this drawing is not your friend drawing. This whole thing here,
Yeah.
this whole thing was designed in America. And I can show you the whole format right now. I can go and show you the whole format. And I said, you know what? Furthermore, I'm not talking anymore. I just jumped in my vehicle and I drove off.
Yeah, yeah.
And I drove off and I called a lawyer. And I just one phone call the same person got. And 2 weeks later, I only see the stones and them how the stones are supposed to set up and the rain just supposed only those who left back out until the last
Yeah.
big rain washed them away.
Gotcha.
The two of the continents were still left back there too.
Yep.
Hey,
Good for them.
I don't, then it's left abandon everything.
That will
One
teach
time.
them
well,
not
yeah, you
What
get
they
lucky.
think
You get lucky.
They think local Antiguan. They think we are local Antiguan. They think that these things are too good for us.
That's what I believe. I think that is why we don't own, the majority of Antiguans don't own beachfront property. What you want with beach? Black people not supposed to swim. They say eye bones too heavy. So what you want with beach? Where you custom that? You need to like in the center like a crab in a bar where you can go climb and tree and eat a mango.
Just imagine.
That's the whole sudden now. Because me not understand our forefathers fought 85% of the country lands is what we bought. But all the redneck and them own all the beachfront property. So what me supposed to do?
Yeah.
And they don't want to give you access to these things. They watch and say, why you in front? So they own beachfront property now. So which you own beachfront property, they take it upon themselves to say, if you own beachfront property, then we own the beach too.
Yeah, that's what they want to say.
And
But
if you
you don't
realize
own
that
the beach.
the beachfront property don't belong to us, and the hilltop they don't want us to get either.
No. They're leaving that for them, for the future generations.
So that means ours stay down in the gully.
No, I
in
right,
the valley.
right,
So all
yeah.
them dirty thing wash down for now, don't eat it. Why? Why you're so right.
It's-
Grabbing
it's-
and barrels.
Yeah. Hey,
They come up
Andy.
to watch how we and say, boy, watch them slave down there.
What
Let them
sense?
go
Yeah,
and
they can set up on the hill with the binoculars while they're sipping on some tea
Yeah.
and some scones. I look down and say, look at those Negroes down
The
there.
niggas.
Do you know they actually own this land that I'm living on?
And they-
It was actually theirs.
And they don't even
But-
know it.
Time immemorial, the black man is getting schooled out of what is his,
Big
rightfully
time.
his.
Big
Hey,
But
Andy.
you know the saddest thing is,
Andy,
Yeah.
guys like you, where I'm talking, guys like you are out there, so brilliant. Has actually, I can actually say this, the charisma of his grandfather. And you're going to tell me that Antigua people don't remember. Why people always remember the little foolishness that happened. Everybody make a mistake. There's no human being you can show me
Yeah.
can never make anything you show me a perfect human being. Then it's time for retire.
Yeah,
Time
yeah.
for you to leave this earth. There's no such thing as a perfect human being. And so everybody make mistakes. But in that mistake, he learned. And you want to tell me, a guy like you out there, who people know is going to do the right thing and represent in the right way, that's not going to take any foolishness. And you out there and you trying to thing on your own, and nobody come and say, just because they can go vote for Assad. That's why I'm going to go vote for Assad for keeping the power as an independent candidate. They're going to tell you that none of them out there can do that for you.
No,
Something
because
is wrong with the country.
me nah go grease their hand and I get no money from me. Me
yeah.
nah go spend
As
no
I
six.
said
Me nah
again,
have $60
something is
million
wrong with
to
this
spend.
country.
It's
Because
all
the
about the difference between me and Asset, Michael. I don't have the $6 million to spend on no election. Nor would
that's
I
what I'm
even.
saying.
Nor
Something is
would
wrong with the
I.
country. Because if he's going to take money there, if he's going to take money for somebody to get a vote from somebody, then Antigua need to stay where it's at. Because
Dog-
you know what?
dog
That
better than
means
us.
the people of this country doesn't want any better.
No,
Dog better
they're
than us.
satisfied. They're satisfied,
It's
man.
one thing I know. Why is the country is for sale and a person is for sale, you became the prostitute.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
there's no doubt about it.
Eh,
You are
eh,
a prostitute for that person.
Brother Andy,
Andy, we got the head out now, right? This is past our time,
that time,
right?
yeah.
So,
Okay, no problem, no
Thank
problem.
you
But
so-
yeah, well, I'll make sure next week I'm there again.
yeah,
I
man.
know.
We really appreciate you calling in, right?
But as I said, I don't know, maybe sometime week after next, if I'll be appearing on your show.
Okay.
Personal.
No problem, man.
Yeah,
no problem,
yeah,
man. No.
anytime.
We're going all the way down to...
Let Nettie know.
Yeah.
And I will appear.
We plan to go down to sometime in July. I think we're gonna cut it before Carnival. We're not gonna make the sense.
Then hear what? I will
Yeah.
come after Carnival.
Yeah.
Right
Okay.
after
We're gonna go.
Carnival.
Yeah. After Carnival.
Right
Yeah.
after Carnival.
Yeah, so we have another, what is it? As you said, Gregory Attila, former True Labour supporter. Candidate, Greg. Hey, Greg, what's up, man? I hope you're all right, buddy. Even you can come in on the show now. This show is not for just True Labour supporters or anything. Anybody and anybody who have a interest or love for the country, you can just call in, show up, and we'll make time for you. Go Green told me you're supposed to call in now. He's dealing with the constitutional reforms.
Yeah, oh, yes, that's
Yeah.
what he told me to. Yeah.
You remember?
So, yep. So,
Andy, you still there? Oh, he left, right, yeah. Yeah, he told me you're supposed to call in because he wanted to deal with constitutional reform. I saw him Friday down at the courthouse.
okay, great.
Yeah, but I haven't heard from him. But any own time, no rush. But what I'd say a little bit just before we, as we were saying today, you can have the best constitution in the world and you can have and taking your draft and it mix it with for man, woman and child and transgender and this and that and it's all lovely. But if you don't have the people to stand up when they're breaching the constitution, the laws of the land, what good is a piece of paper with ink on it? So I just wanted to let Go Green call him and tell it, but Go Green, when I got beaten by the police 2013, when they banged me up down on Market Street, right? I am a lawyer, I'm senior lawyer even back then, over 10 years experience. Meaning get no bar association, nobody come forward to say, why y'all beating this man? And me have to stand up in court and draft my own lawsuit. If people
Do
know
your
the
own
right
thing.
that you have a constitution there that says that you can picket, march, assemble peacefully, protest peacefully in Antigua and on Market Street, the busiest street in St. John's, a senior lawyer is getting beaten by the police for doing just that. And you don't hear nothing from all the lawyers who say they practice law. Nobody said anything.
To hell with the Constitution.
So what
my
good
friend.
is a piece of paper
To hell with the
if nobody has
Constitution.
stand up for it?
Oh, he know what you're saying,
me
man.
one stand up, me, my mother give me support, my brothers and them, some of the well-wishers and so on. Neddy after you hear me get Neddy, they say, man, fight again. Neddy came to court with me a couple of times. So I'm just telling Go Green, it's nice that we have the greatest written constitution, but if you have the greatest written constitution and nobody stand up for it when they breach it, what good is a piece of paper
No
with
good.
ink on it?
Still no
That's
good.
my final thoughts really. We're running overtime, but Neddy, you sign off.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, good that we had our show today and you heard exactly what we had to say. And we didn't get any calls from you, but we're still optimistic that at some point in time you'll wisen up and you'll call us and let us know exactly what you plan to do to save this Antigua that is just falling apart. So as I said, it was quite nice being here with you today. And it will be next week again, the same time. Tune in.
Same time, same place,
Same place.
same country. That is
Yeah.
the way. That is the way it will be done. So Antigua and Barbuda, take good care. Let me just sign out with this music coming in. I think this is Linville Thompson.
Yeah, very good.
Chihuahua,
Chihuahua.
Chihuahua, If you of a long, long dreadlock.